My daughter-in-law lets my granddaughter watch these videos, so I'm going to choose my language very carefully. Steamforged Games, you need to do better. Hello, it's another unboxing. There we go, it's all unboxed. So this is the Kado SKS Cadre box. You've got your Warcaster there, replete with an array of axes. You've got a 3-man character unit, the Wolves. They are what they are. Blokes with an array of weapons and shields. He's hiding at the back there with his rocket launcher. He's turned out to be my favourite. And then a Warjack, arguably the star of the show. Building them wasn't too laborious. Clip them off the sprue, glue them together. There's no capacity to get it wrong. The absolute worst part of the hobby for me is actually building little plastic men. I can't stand clipping them off the sprue. I hate cleaning them up. I don't enjoy sticking them together. Incredible respect to my 40k friends who can manage to build enormous armies out of little plastic men. Well, that ain't me. Let's see what these lads look like with a dot of paint on them. Thanks, other me. This is what they look like with a dot of paint on them. So again, we've stuck with the Army Painters John Blanche set 1. Blighted green is our main colour, with accents in the Blood Moon red. And there's little bits of yellow dotted around as well, just to kind of pick up things like the blondie hair and explosions, and Razor has a knee pad. Do you know what? They're all right. They are what they are. It's a bit of a beggar to paint behind big shields, so do, if you are precious about such things, bear that in mind. I'm not. I figure if you can't really see it, I wouldn't worry about really painting it. There's just a bit of a slow image of Razor, say, the star. Then if I'm painting something whereby there's a lot of disparate elements, I like to keep one as a reference piece. In this case I'm using Zacchaeus. If everything I paint looks alright with Zacchaeus, everything should look alright with everything else. And that's what they look like together. So essentially we've got that red going through everything as an accent colour, little bits of yellow just to pick it up, give it a bit of interest, and the main colours across the piece are going to be that blighted green and the darkness, that real dark blue colour. So friends, pretty happy with how things are going so far. I think the models by and large look pretty damn good, and I think the paint job suits them well. They have that nice dark gothic-y cohesion that I was looking for. Super duper. My dogs are snoring. Forgive. I had a pre-order outstanding. Therein, my friends, lies a tale. About 10 days after the pre-order was due to be delivered to me, I started to lose faith, and I emailed the company, Element Games. I emailed Element Games to say, any update on this? They come back to me. No, Chris, no update. And we can't get an update from our supplier. So that's that. What we'll do for you though, we can send you something else or send you a refund. Thank God, a reasonable level of customer care, I thought. Give me a refund. I do not have confidence in your appetite to fulfill that order. The engineered the refund promptly, which I appreciate enormously. I went to Firestorm Games and I ordered through them. Within minutes of placing the order, I had an email saying, thank you for your order. Within 2 hours, I had an email saying, we've picked your order. Within another 2 hours, we've shipped your order. 2 hours thereafter, I get an email from Royal Mail saying, we've got your package, we'll send it to you on Sunday. For which I paid £0 and 0 pence in P&P fees. Cracking level of service. Very, very pleased with that. If I'm going to be mail ordering things in the future, Firestorm's going to be the place that I go. Can't argue with that level of customer service. Thank you, Firestorm. And Julie, on Sunday, we just got in from Lidl. We just had a cup of tea and a sandwich. It was all with perfect timing. There's a knock on the door. My husband answered the door. I didn't have trousers on. It's quite warm. So he answers the door, comes in with a big box. Big box contains this. And I would have liked to have really done a kind of ridiculous Mozart themed unboxing for you. Anti-unboxing, unboxing, non-unboxing. I'd like to have done that. But the contents of that box were so poor that I can't. The contents of that box are so inadequate that I can't do that for you. The case had a line fault, minor line fault that you couldn't see until I put paint on him. This box is undercured, everything is wet, everything is soft, everything is greasy, everything is soft. Is the best way I can put it. Everything is in boxes on my windowsill, waiting for the sun to come out, hoping for the best. Simply because I have a suspicion that it will be quicker for me to fix the problem myself than it will be to return an inadequate product and receive a replacement. Do I have any confidence that if I asked for that replacement, I would get anything better? I'm rather afraid to say that I don't. I think there was production issues with this pre-order system, and I think that quality has suffered in the mad dash to get things out. And friends, it's not just that curing times have been cut. This is my the Warcaster Bodan that comes in that box that I've just shown you. Am I being picky? Am I being hypercritical? Or is that completely and utterly terrible? I have a 3D printer. I understand that sometimes things don't work just randomly, line faults and failed prints. For no reason I can ascertain. However, as God blessed me with having eyes in my head, I can give things a cursory glance and see if they're right or not. That has not even had that level of quality assurance applied to it. Total value of that order, about 120 quid. I was so mad I left the invoice lying around my husband seen it, and now I'm in bother. For that amount of money, what do I expect? Do I expect things that are demonstrably, visibly crap? Do I expect things that are basically right? Do I expect to have to cure my own resin? I'm not sure that I do, you know. I'm not sure that a company should be sending out partially cured resin models. Nowhere on that box does it say you might want to consider wearing rubber gloves to open this box. But I think you probably ought to have. It's really not good enough. Say, my daughter-in-law allows my granddaughter to watch these videos so she can hear Pop's voice. Hello, darling. I am being very, very mindful about the language that I use. But I am furious. You might be able to hear that. People say to me, Chris, it's just a game, it's just I can't even speak, it's just models, it's just miniatures, doesn't matter. It does. It actually does matter. Not only is there a kind of consumer rights issue here, whereby if I spend money with your company, I can reasonably expect decent quality stuff. There's an emotional side to it. I love War Machine. I didn't fully appreciate quite how much, you know. There's a kid here. It's my son. He's a grown-ass man now with a family of his own. And he and I are great friends. First and foremost, we are great friends. War Machine is why. I can't lie. War Machine was the thing that we did. At a point in time where other fathers and sons are maybe starting to grow apart as people develop their own interests, things of that nature. War Machine was the thing that we did. That was the thing that made us sit around the kitchen table for hours and hours and hours, facing one another, conversating with one another. It's the thing that took us on adventures. It's a thing that enabled us to make mutual friends and really kind of develop a little life together that other father and sons don't enjoy. Certainly I didn't with my dad. I have a great deal of fondness for War Machine for that very reason. Warmachine facilitated that relationship. That's it. We made great friends. Popped along to a local steamroller the other month when this thing here got married to my daughter-in-law. My daughter-in-law is very encouraging of my son's hobbies and things like that, and that warms my heart because I really do think people need hobbies, people need creative outlets. It's very easy to dismiss what we do. It's just silly little dollies, isn't it? It's just little men. Well, it is, but it's a bit more than that. It's the reason that we sit down together. It's the reason that we sit across a table from one another and we conversate. We create stories. Together, communally, we create those stories. We go for a fag outside. We tell each other those stories. We remember those stories fondly for many years to come. And I say, we build up relationships that may well last a lifetime. And I popped along to see that bunch of lads playing that steamroller. And I saw my boys playing my game. I did my heart a great deal of good. Now, there's no nice way of saying this. My entire family pretty much has died in the last 18 months. So I've resolved to only do things that I find emotionally satisfying. My dog's about to start barking. Something's had the audacity to walk past our house. I've resolved to only do things that I find emotionally satisfying. And what a perfect thing to do, to get back in touch with one's favourite game, one's favourite bunch of people. Tell those stories, conversate, sit down opposite people of whom you are fond, have a good time, go outside for a smoke, have a drink, whatever it might be, and share those tales. Catch up. Sounds nice, doesn't it? I'm trying really goddamn hard, but at every step of the journey, it's being made very difficult by the people who should be facilitating it. My lads have said to me, "Oh, Chris, just let's play something else." I don't want to play something else. I want to play my game with my boys. They said to me, "Chris, never again listen to your favourite song, never watch your favourite movie, nor read your favourite book." No one's ever going to tell you that. So why is this different? Why is this piece of art, of storytelling, different? Because it involves little men. Little men which I pay handsomely, spend a great deal of time and effort painting to the best of my meagre abilities in order to tell that compelling story with friends. Why is it different? Just, I don't see that it is. Why am I expected to accept this? Why? I can't understand it. And in that we have a little group chat there with those boys. And in that group chat, a couple of interesting things were said. A couple of really interesting things were said. I asked the question, how many chances do I have to give SFG? For reasons, it took a lot for me to get back into Warmachine. It took an awful lot for me to give SFG a crack of the whip. And it was that emotional side that tipped me over the edge and got me back in. But it took a lot. How many chances am I to give them? And the guy says, "I think you're just going to have to keep giving them chances." Oh. And I don't think people realise how wounded certain elements of the community are by SFG. People want this to work. People want this game to take off. And by extension, want that company to do well. But I think a lot of people don't realise what thin ice that they are actually skating on with a number of people. I'm not going to say that people like me will make or break anything. But there's people like me that you might find just say, "Do you know what? It's not worth the effort." To be dreadfully corporate about it, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And for me, at the minute, the squeeze is hard, the juice is garbage. But you say, I think you're just going to have to keep giving them chances. And then another guy says, well, I've never seen a line fault like that. Because, of course, the first thing I did in a bit of a rage was start sending photos of this tut to anyone who has an interest. He says, I've never seen a line fault like that. I have had a couple of pieces that were under-cured, were a bit sticky, but I didn't bother reporting it. And I think we should. I really think that we should. There's a number of reasons for that. One, we spend enough. We should get decent quality product. Two, should we be handling uncured resin with our bare hands? Should a company be sending out uncured resin for people to handle with their bare hands? And I don't see any sort of warning, handling instruction on those boxes. Now, I know this sounds like a kind of passive-aggressive veiled threat. It's not. It is genuinely a question. It is genuinely a concern. Because what happens if someone, I don't know, takes ill, contracts or develops something based on handling uncured resin incorrectly? The QA of this stuff, I think, has to absolutely improve. I mean, it could exist for a first instance, but it must improve. It's just not good enough. It's just wildly inadequate. The last thing I wanted to do was sit here and sound like the Martin Lewis of Mandollies. I'm a massive miniatures gaming nerd. This was a really exciting project for me because of that emotional response that I have to War Machine. I didn't want to sit here and have a particularly negative opinion of anything. I want to try and find good ways to move forward through my hobby. And little things that make painting, modelling, playing just a little bit more accessible, just to normal people who aren't incredibly talented artists, etc. Just people who are doing their best and want to do their best because they love a thing. Say, this should be a really exciting project for me. It is frustrating. It is stressful. It is a bit upsetting. Like, how mad is that? Yesterday, Steamforged put out the next set of releases for Old Umbrae. Am I going to pre-order them? No, I'm not. Do I think you should? I mean, you do what you want. But I ain't going to do it. I will wait until they are in shops, available to buy. Have I lost faith? Yeah, I have. Am I willing to give it one more chance? Well, do you know, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to, because I'm in now. Now it's that sort of sunk cost fallacy, isn't it? Am I now just willing to throw good money after bad in order to get a playable full-size army on the table? Looks like it, doesn't it? So I think I'm in. I'm happy about it. I'm not sure. It's a very, very strange situation to be in. But anyway, if the sun comes out, cures this garbage and glue it back together, because not only was it under-cured, it pretty much smashed to pieces as well. Why am I accepting it? Just because I was so flaming frustrated with the whole thing. I'm sitting here saying, don't accept it, and I am. And I feel badly about it. But I don't know what else to do. At this point, I don't know what to do. So I find myself sitting here saying this to you. Big thing's going to come on in a minute. You're going to you're going to need some more Mozart. And there's going to be a big thing that comes up saying, subscribe. Please do. That'd be amazing. More than that, if you agree with me, in any measure, in any manner, or in any means, tell someone. Share this with them. I would really like for us all to get Trek better. by companies, it's not just SFG, I think by and large we're pretty shoddily by companies that take a lot of money off us. If you agree, hit a share. I'd really appreciate it. I'll catch you next time. Ta-ra.